Let the meeting of the planning board, Croydon Planning Board come to order. Why don't we start with a pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And a roll call. Here, ex officio member Joe Marco, member James Morgan, member Chris Post, member Tim Burkhammer, and member Lawrence Rawls, which we spell
R-A-W-L-S.
There you go.
Do you want this? Sometimes the people want to put an H in it.
I spelled it every.
No, actually,
wrong
believe it or
way.
not, it started R-A-H-L-E-S. Clay, Ron, Gary, want to come up to the table and we'll take care of you guys first. This is the final review of a subdivision, a major subdivision request of Gary C. Quimby of Glidden Road. I have looked at the abutters notices and they are complete. I have no comment. Does anybody else on the board have a comment? Or question?
Is this a public hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's got a copy here. You got something to-
Mr. Chair, why don't we open the public hearing and see if there's anybody in the audience that would like to speak. So I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second,
What was the motion? Motion to open the public hearing. Second.
second.
Anybody in the audience like to speak? I'm getting a negative response.
No.
And Brenda Williams and Ned Spiker left the room. So that takes care of it.
Good. Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving on. Okay. I'll just throw in, so we had some discussion about notification of this final plat. We tried to go to a lesser costing way to notify because legal time. They charge $2 plus. So there's $75 for a 16th of a case, which is pending that ordinance tonight. Hopefully. You're on the hook for it, I'm afraid, Gary.
Of course.
Yes, Paul.
Thought I got some sun. Holy crap.
Look at Sonny, isn't it?
I know. I said, I thought I got some sun. I was in PA. You Wow.
I can tell you right now, I'll give you the cost if you want to like check. The cost for a major subdivision is $50 for the application and $100 per lot, plus $77.10 for the ad. So whatever that totals.
Can you say those numbers for me again, please?
150 for the application, $100 per lot.
Yes. 350.
And 71.10
421.10.
or 21.10 is.
110 is what?
421.10.
Eagle time day.
That's what I thought.
Do we have a second copy of this?
I have one for our bills. Do you need another one?
No, we can give this down to Gary and so he knows what he thinks. You can deduct this as a total.
Get the total on there? Yeah, that's, I can put the total on there.
Yeah, I kind of missed it. Let me check.
He is 50, lot sub is 100 each.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Keep, these are okay and I can do it for a little bit after a while. Get to it.
Yeah. Anybody on the board have a question or comment on this final subdivision?
So this meets all of our ordinances and all of our uses. And right? And we're taking, are you taking land out of current use? Any land out of current use?
Well, when it's sells.
When it sells.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, 20 acres I can stay in, I think.
And which lot's gonna be sold? The 53 and the 6?
Oh, no, 22,
The 22 and the 6?
yes. 53 stays at the house.
Okay.
They go through your granddaughter. It goes with your granddaughter eventually, I think you said.
She gets everything that's left.
Yeah, so for current use, once 6-acre lot sells, it would fall out of current use. The 20-acre lot would stay in current use because it abuts the 53-acre lot until it sells. And then it would stay in current use until they started to develop it. And that portion out of current use.
And what do we
They can
can,
put it in current use still.
Well, it would stay in current use
Yeah.
until they develop it. Once they,
Right, but
that
even if
portion.
people didn't develop it, put 10 acres of it. in
They,
current use.
the whole thing would stay in until they take that portion of the driveway, the house, the barn, that portion would come out.
what classifies starting work in our town?
I don't know, in our town, typically it's when the shovel hits the ground. But they would
So-
have to have a plan to tell us.
Issuance of a driveway permit or a curb cut is a
Building permit.
effective,
driveway, Yeah.
driveway permit would be an effective start. So that should come out of current use at the driveway permit stage.
You want to write paid on that?
I don't know, some people just put a driveway in and then.
That's what I know, I know.
Yeah.
I got my check.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Like, I sold a lot across the street, my girl wants to start a site work, but not build till next year.
So
Yeah,
if
shovel in
they
the
put
ground.
in a
Shovel,
driveway.
should be shovel in the ground.
Yeah, shovel in the ground, but
Doesn't matter whether you did your driveway or not.
they can put in a driveway permit for a woods road.
Yeah.
Silviculture.
Yeah, and to timber it, yeah.
Timbering is.
But this, the log road's different than a driveway.
Right, it's still in current use
Yeah.
if it's a log road.
Okay. All right. So usually it's any disturbance of soil. That's outside of the scope of,
Silvicultural, agricultural purposes.
okay.
Any other questions? Somebody want to make a motion to accept this?
Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's start signing.
Voter fraud.
You got your,
Mylar? I got it here. When you do the minutes for that, you should say that a motion was made to accept a plan by Gary Quimby with the tax and map lot number. That should be in the official record.
Actually, it'd be better to say approved. Because sometimes you accept the application and then you have it.
So these, I think, are yours, guys. Oh, that's a topo and, that's 2 topos. I don't know what we need for our records.
I would like one of the topo for our records. Okay.
8, 2.
I have
All
one.
right.
Yep. We don't need both, but I definitely would like one in the drawer.
Yeah.
And thank you for providing that.
Anything easy?
So those are yours. That's for us, Melissa.
Thank you.
So you're just selling the land? Yeah. When's that gonna go on the market?
Okay, we only
They
need,
might be both sold already.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
we need 3 signed paper copies.
One definitely is.
So we got to, you and I have to sign this one. You send it around.
Well, not
The one that we filed.
I would have it signed, yes. All right, I have a blue pen. I need to borrow some
Just
black
for
pen.
my files.
I only asked because I closed on 6 acres today on Pinnacle. I closed on 6 acres on Pinnacle today. I sold a lot,
Oh, yeah,
a corner lot on Pinnacle and Croydon Turnpike.
it don't take long.
No. Did very well.
They're going to build
I was-
7.
No, they're gonna build in about a year. They passed the questionnaire, so.
Yeah, and I sold that 3-acre lot earlier this year.
Oh.
It was on the opposite side of the road. She's not gonna build it next year.
Curse.
But we were gonna put the driveway in and get. I'm not gonna do it now. It takes
Yeah, you're.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Put the driver's license.
Well, yeah, but it's better when the seller, when the buyer pays for current use, because you gotta pay taxes when you take it out of current use. Right?
But the tax is not just a lot, nothing on it. We're gonna be having anything.
$500-600 probably, yeah.
So one,
Not yet.
Leave
Have
that
it
up
going
to
on.
them. If you wanna do it, but
Jim Conrad.
tell them, let's not even bother doing it.
Yeah, we need that one for the drawer.
Thank you.
And we got the Mylar. We have to use special time for that, right?
This one is ours, so I'm gonna sign it.
Elf, new Joe.
right,
Right. I may not stay around, but it's a good idea to just put this on the website. And not do it.
Gary, have you gotten a signed copy?
No, you have all three signed copies right now.
send it by mail. Clayton, you don't care. You don't want it.
No, I'm saying I want to.
So you have your copy, and they have their copy. And who gets the third one? Town clerk?
Typically, it's, yeah, I would give it to them. Oh, it has to go to Avatar for the members.
Yeah.
Or-
The list goes in the town clerk.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's supposed to be remind me on the way out.
Well, don't they make the?
Archive, I can
but-
read
that. Well, this is being
Yeah,
signed.
they have to be.
Oh, yeah.
Is this yours or ours?
That's basically Sharpie.
Yeah, I use.
You only got two left.
You guys have to
Is that it?
record that.
There we-
And the date.
All right.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rubber band down there?
Yeah.
Great.
Gentlemen, all set?
Work tomorrow.
Tell Elaine I said hello.
Yeah, all right. Sorry today, I recorded up. Been there
I miss seeing her.
a couple months.
I'm in Rockland County now, not Sullivan.
Yeah.
Whole different world.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
Okay, moving on, okay. I'd now like to call to order a public hearing to consider amending Article 4.8 of the Town of Croydon subdivision regulations. Pursuant to RSA 91A, Section 2, let the record show we have a quorum of the planning board in attendance. We have the jurisdiction to act upon this matter. Our meeting is open to the public. The meeting has been properly warned. The minutes of this meeting will be held in 5 days. Minutes will record the names and members who made or seconded this motion. Now to the specifics of the amendment. Currently, Article 4.8 reads, before final plat notice shall be approved or disapproved, the board shall hold a public hearing on the plat. Notice of such hearing shall be by advertisement in a newspaper of general circulation in the town of Croydon and by notice posted at the town hall in Croydon. These shall state the time, place, and of such hearings, and a copy of the notice shall be sent by registered certified mail to the subdivider and all owners of record of land abutting on the subdivision as appearing in the most recent tax map, not less than 5 business days before the date fixed thereof. The amendment read as follows. For the final plat, public hearing on the plat. Notice of such public hearing shall be posted on the Town of Croydon official website and by notice posted at the local posting places in Croydon. These shall state the time and the place of such hearing, and a copy of notice shall be sent by registered or certified mail to the subdivider and to all owners of record of land abutting upon the subdivision as appearing in the most recent tax list, not less than 10 business days before the date hereof. Now, before we go to this, well, first of all, I have a question, but we'll get to that in a second. Before we go to this, let me just state that the reason we're making this amendment is the fact that the cost of these are, it's gotten ridiculous. It's now over $75 for a 16th of a page. One reason. And the other is that people are increasingly going to the internet and using the website. We feel we'll get better distribution of information using that method. As to the text of this, I'm not sure I understand the 5 days being changed to 10 days.
Per the RSA.
For the RSA? Okay. Which RSA? 91? No, not 91.
No, it is the RSA.
675:6 and 7?
Yep, 6 and 7, they changed it so the notification had to go out 10 days, no less than 10 days, to make sure that the mail got to everyone.
Mhm.
Ours said 5 days, so I just followed the 10-day rule.
Okay. So that's,
So I have a question.
yes.
Where is it published? Where is it published? We have local posting places.
Here at the town hall,
Where is it published? Where is it published that says the local posting places for the town of Croydon are here and here? Where's that published? Publicly displayed, published.
it's publicly displayed. This is how the ordinance reads. We can make that.
No, I'm asking, the reason I'm asking is, it's saying here, at the local posting places. Okay? So you're in a butter. You come in and you say, I'm gonna sue you guys because you approved a plan that was approved and I'm in a butter and I didn't get, or I'm an abutter of an abutter. I didn't get a certified notice and you didn't post it anywhere. And you say, we posted in the local posting places. Where are the local posting places? How would I know where the local posting places are?
Isn't it a given that one of the local posting places will be the town hall? Yes?
Well, my point is that I think that for the ambiguity that it should be written. It should say at the town hall, at the Croydon Coniston store, period. Because then it's,
Yeah, because the original does say the town hall. It doesn't.
just because you're gonna, and I'm just plain devil's advocate, you're gonna get a situation where somebody says, where is posted that you have local places? Right? Because you don't. Now, if you walked in and said, we post all our meetings at the Coniston store and here at the town hall, you could point right there and say, it's posted right there, that's our local posting place. Is it? It's not, no. I looked when I came in.
All right, doesn't the RSA say, first of all, you have posted in 2 places, right?
Two
Okay,
public.
so the website's one.
Well, the newspaper and 2 places, so.
Oh,
So it'd be
okay.
the website and store and town hall.
So we can say by notice posted at the town hall in Croydon. And we can call out Coniston Town Store.
Yeah.
So,
I would just change it to, and by notices posted at the town hall and at the Coniston store. And just take out local posting places and put those 2 specific places in there.
At the,
Town hall. So I make a motion to amend.
well, can I have a question?
Yeah.
So right now, the Coniston Store is up for sale.
right,
If it sells and they change the name, we'll have to have another public hearing to change the wording of the amendment.
Posted at the town hall and.
The local general
Local
store?
general store.
Okay. Just so we
There we
don't
go.
have to have another public hearing
Yeah, fine.
at local general store.
I'm gonna give you these ones.
So we'll just tell Roxanne that she can't sell it to anybody that doesn't want to keep the general store.
That would be what I would say. But just in case.
Nobody knows how to have fun.
So, okay, sorry to interrupt your.
No, that's perfect,
Motion, but-
perfect. So I make a motion that we just amend this to say, by notices posted at the town hall, or at the town hall and at the local general store.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aren't any other specific questions? I would ask Kim if she would to tell us what you and your committee are up to in terms of the website.
So we had our first meeting last month.
And the members of your committee are who?
Melissa, myself, Paul, the town clerk, and Russell Edwards, former select board member.
Russell, okay.
So we're basically, the first meeting was just getting together and mapping out some of the wants that we'd like to see for the website. In other words, getting .gov instead of a .com, getting emails up there so that each board member can have an email, strengthening up the different pages that we have now, adding new department pages, having more information on the department pages. There's just, we're getting notices up there. Melissa's taking over the minutes and agendas, so we actually had an agenda tonight for the planning board. The minutes are up there, the minutes are up to date. We're getting there. We have to reach out to the zoning board to get their minutes so we can get them up there. Rules of procedure for the zoning board are up there. Moderators' rules are on there. One of the things that you'll be able to sign up for on the website are notifications. So when we put a public hearing notice up, it will go out to anybody that signs up for such notifications and go right directly to their email. So it's another way to ensure that people can sign up for those kinds of things.
Okay, I have one question. Who does all the updating of the website? One's Melissa herself or are there
No.
several?
No, there's
All
the
of
full
us.
committee.
4 of us. It was 1 of us and now it's 4 of us.
Okay, that's what falls on your committee, so. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I roped him in. I roped them all in.
Does anyone have any further questions about this amendment? Would someone like to put forth a motion that we accept this? Or excuse me, let me just go forward to that. Does the public have any comments on this amendment? No, she's out there wandering the halls.
Brenda,
You
you're
got
out
any
public.
questions on this amendment? As the general public, have you got any questions about this amendment?
I didn't hear what the amendment was.
We're changing notification of meetings. We're taking out
Well, just
newspaper
of
ads.
the-
Just for the plats.
Plat hearing.
So for the plats, we have to currently post it in the newspaper and we're saying we're going to be posting it on the website as well as the 2.
Instead of the newspaper?
Yes.
That's fine. Sounds good to me.
You read the newspaper?
And I will take charge of getting those minutes.
Thank you.
Well, the Eagle Times misspelled Croydon on the front page of the newspaper and all through the article
I
today,
have
so
a draft
They did what?
they put Croydon
last week.
with a
T-O-N?
Oh, my God.
T-O-N.
Well, the Valley News a couple of years ago, I don't know if you saw it, misspelled their own name and they did Valley, N-E-W-S-S.
Anyways, not related, well, kind of.
So, all right, I'll make a motion that we accept, the subdivision regulation, Article 4.8 as amended and as changed here at the meeting,
I
and
second.
as amended here at the meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
So done. Melissa, if you would make up a document that looks like that with the wording in it, okay, and the lead stages for the 5 of us to sign. And what we'll do is, we'll put that in our box here, and in the next month, if you're going by the office, just come in and sign it, and we'll give it to Paul, and it'll become the law of the land.
Yay.
All right, so what did you, made a motion to accept the subdivision? What was that full sentence that you said?
Make a motion to accept subdivision regulation 4.8, Article 4.8 as amended, and as amended at the meeting.
And the RSA requires that you name the member who made the motion.
I second it.
That's really in all minutes, it's good, best practice to do that.
She always does. Okay, next item of business, I would propose we'll start talking about scheduling the hearing for the 4 zoning changes we're talking about. And I'll start there with Joe. Are you guys still looking to have a meeting on the?
I have to
FEMA
be,
stuff?
I haven't been updated as far as what FEMA's done yet. I haven't heard a decision yet. As soon as we do that, we'll know where we're going. FEMA was out last week. Amy and Ed were supposed to meet with them. I don't know if they've made, I doubt they've made any serious decisions, but I will find out Tuesday.
Okay.
So we don't know what that, I mean, we can go ahead and just schedule as we see, I mean, we can do our hearings and everything and get that done. I do have, I mean, let's do this, but I have something at the end.
Okay. So then what I would suggest is well, the next point I wanted to make is when we have a public hearing, I would like for everybody on the board to present something. Sure. So the way I'm looking to divvy this thing up is, except Joe, because Joe, at some point, as a member of the select board, you're
Has
going
to
to have
put it
to,
up.
whether you agree with it or not agree with it. So you're exempt.
Right.
So I would start with Kim, if she could do the wireless communication. Chris, could you do the fees? And I've got a folder here. Jim, could you do the generic site plan? Sure. And I will do the ADU. What I would suggest is that we think about having a mid-September date for the public hearing on these. I would further suggest that we, during our regular meeting next September, whatever that date is, that we each basically report as to where we are in terms of presenting whatever things we've got. And then we can ask questions of each other to see if we've got reasons for what we're doing. Like I would say for Chris, for the fees, the question will come up, what do the fees cover? Okay. And then, you're going to need a list of some items for that. I think that the wireless takes care of itself. The ADUs, I think, take care of themselves. I think a generic site plan, people can understand that. One of the things I did look up, Chris, is, and you can Google this, is the inflation rate from whenever the last change was made. Oh, yeah. On the fees. Now, the other thing you're going to run into is trying to come up with when fees were changed. And I looked back through town meeting reports for 20 years and I couldn't find anything. And I have no idea how some of these fees got to be how they are. And I see Brenda shaking her head. So if that question comes up, you'll just say it's in the ether somewhere. We don't know.
The best way to do a fees presentation for increases is to get the fees of 6 surrounding communities and make sure that we're in line with the 6 surrounding communities and where and have a slide on where we fall within the 6 surrounding communities. Okay. That's your best defense against any question that comes up.
Would the fee?
We've got, we've got a question from the public.
No.
Will the fees that are checked from the surrounding communities reflect the services and time committed from the surrounding communities in those fees? Meaning if Sunapee or Grantham, Newport does something different as far as what their assessments are or permitting requirements are, does that factor in?
Figure it out.
I'm not sure I understand.
So you basically, I think to answer the question, the answer is we have fees. Okay, we have a building permit fee, we have a driveway permit fee, we have this fee, this fee, we have fees. So when you're doing comparative data, you're doing comparative data to a driveway permit in Newport. If Newport doesn't have a driveway permit or they do it some other way, it says non-applicable because Newport doesn't do it that way. So you're not comparing, it's a good question. You're not comparing apples and oranges here, right? Because Newport may have a driveway permit and initial site groundbreaking fee or something, right? So you just want to compare like items to like items. And if the town doesn't have something for a driveway permit, maybe it's contained in the building permit section, right? Then you just say they don't have this.
when you do the comparison.
Depend on what we can find.
Okay.
But I, see- yeah, because if like they have a occupancy inspection that's built in and it includes fire department for an hour, then,
The
but
point,
we'll see.
the point of doing a comparative analysis like that for the public is that if the planning board decided we want to charge $500 for a building permit and every town around us was charging $50 for a building permit, then that would be pretty stupid. So what we're trying to do, that's on that side. And the other side is if somebody comes in and says, well, I think your fee is ridiculous. It used to be $20, now it's $75. You say, well, in Grantham, it's 125, and Sunapee gets 100. In Newport, it's 65, right in the middle of the pack, and that's what the fee is. But that's how I would interpret that type of.
No, I understand that. I just wanted to know kind of how the fee was dispersed.
Dispersed or decided on, because there's two different things.
I guess per effort of course. You know what I mean? If something's gonna charge the town more time, cost the town more time to check it over, that fee should be higher, obviously.
Well, okay, hold on a second. First of all, our time is free, right? Everybody at this table except Melissa.
Nobody's coming.
No, I think what
But it is free.
I think what Ed is saying, I think what Ed is saying is, if it's a driveway permit, he does a drive-by. If he drives by and it's not right, he's got to go back. And if it's not right again, he's got to go back.
And we're charging
Okay,
extra time
right,
for that.
but we're charging extra money for that. So I think that's his only, that's.
And he is a paid employee of
Correct.
the town.
Yeah.
We are not paid employees of the town.
He's referring to us. I think he's referring to the services in which the fee is paid for.
But Melissa is costing something in terms of this process. The town clerk is costing.
Yes.
Town clerk is costing something. The assessors are costing something.
Yes.
Ultimately, we are going to be sending out the abutters notices. We are going to have the town clerk go to the registry and file the Mylar, that kind of stuff. That will cost, that is cost, okay? So those are items.
I don't think we'll know until I start looking. If something is like 500 in one town and everywhere else is 50, then it's like, I'll try to figure out why, but I don't know.
I don't think you're gonna see.
This is Chris.
I don't think.
Chris, underneath the second thing there, the second page is something that Kim gave me, and it's charges that.
It's
Charles
just a
did, just for
one-page
example.
fee structure.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to post fees and.
So that's taken care of. Now, Joe, you have a comment you want to make?
Yeah, been doing a little bit on the building permits, part of because I shoot myself with the building permits. I've been checking some of the smaller towns around Springfield, Enfield, the ones pretty much same size as us or relatively close. A lot of them have gone to, number one, we need something kind of building permit for non-residential, sheds, things like that. I mean, because we had discussed doing a minimal square footage for permit size, but you can't, I mean, most towns aren't charging the same for that as they are for the house. Because the house doesn't, the house needs inspected, it needs this, it needs that. And a lot of them are going on a square foot based payment schedule. The larger the house, the more the permit is. And I printed up the building permit from Springfield. And I forgot to bring it. I forgot to pick up the printer. I will download it and email it to you guys. And it's like 3 pages. It's way more drawn out than ours. However, the way it's drawn out is very crucial information. Information about the site plan. There's actually a section for a sketch of the site plan. There's places to sign off if they need the water, the state. It's a lot more detailed than ours and a lot more efficient. I'll mail it to you guys. I totally forgot to grab that off the printer. I think it's something we might like to, throw some stuff out, add to a little bit, but I think it's a lot better of a model to start with than ours.
So were you thinking, Joe, that you're going to deviate from what exists now, which is building permit required for a foundation? The foundation? Well, the shed wouldn't require a foundation, but towns get $50 per shed.
Right.
$25 for root, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, now $50 for a shed.
Yeah, so I built a shed for, my pool in Derry, and it was 12 by 16.
Yeah.
And I had to have an inspection.
Oh, yeah.
Is this
They have
what
a
it is
building
now?
department, they have a building inspection department, so they had to come out just and physically see if the shed was put where I put it on the sketch that I had to provide.
Right.
I mean, that was a $50 fee.
That
But
is
if you're
not
asking if
the
I want this,
setback.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's personally, I don't want anything that's not health or safety. Because I think it's overstepping. I left a place that you have to get a permit to put 4 windows in.
I'm familiar with this one.
You know,
Oh, okay.
and
Well-
I don't want to see Croydon turn into that. However, there are, there were some comments made about smaller areas needing a permit and stuff, and I'm putting it forward to you guys to see what you all think about it. I mean, because I was trying to get some stuff together on the building permit to get some ideas and everything. But I was also thinking myself, I'm not gonna pay $250 to get a shed permit.
So a lot of times, the reason towns do that is for a tax assessment.
Right.
So in larger municipalities, they would value a shed and they get taxed on that shed. You would get taxed on a garage or a barn or any building that's on your property.
You're gonna get.
Regardless
assessed on it,
of
yes.
whether it's a foundation or whether it's on cinder block
Right.
or something.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
So, and towns do that because it helps raise revenue and keep taxes low. But there's a line as you move further north, there's a line that you draw when you're saying, you're really gonna charge 800, if there's 800 people in town, you're gonna charge the citizens of the town $50 if they wanna put a shed on their property. I think you're gonna get a lot of pushback.
Right. Right.
But also, aren't we on the honor system when you fill out that form?
The PA 28,
April,
that's
and,
the big
if there's
issue
any
that-
changes, and you put it down there, which I did when I built a shed. And I believe the assessors come out to
Yes.
your property once every
5 years.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a physical visit once
Every
a.
time they physically do
There's
it,
a,
but
right, exactly.
they do a portion every year.
Right,
Just
every
not
year.
the whole
No, but I mean, actually, so in my case, they'll come out and they'll say, okay, here, in such and such a date, he said, built a shed.
Yep.
There it is.
If you put on the PA 28 form, the inventory form, that you've made a change to your property, that's going to have them come out and visit it because you've made a change
Yeah, it's an
after
automatic.
April 1st. Otherwise, they do a quarter of the town every year, and then they do an entire revaluation
Every
in
5.
5 years.
But do they charge me for my shed? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're-
Well,
Maybe,
it
maybe
goes
not.
into your
I-
evaluation.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe
Well, I
not.
know I've reported.
It's an outbuilding, you're
They've been out there
assessed
and
for
seen
it.
it.
It's basically, when you compute what you're being assessed for and then tax on it, it's probably about $20 a year.
Yeah,
It's
but-
nothing.
But I honestly don't know if it's on the
Right.
tax bill.
Yeah, if it's on the property card, it's on the bill.
A lot of places won't pull a building permit for anything under 120 square feet,
Right.
so a 10 by 10. If you do 100, if you do a 10 by 12, you can have a building permit that's typically doesn't cost anything, but it allows people to know that you're putting a structure that's 120 square feet. And it doesn't matter if it's on cinder block, it doesn't matter if you're putting power to it, it's still a structure, and it's just basically, again, so that you have it on a site plan and you know it's not in a setback, it's not over a septic field, it's not over a wellhead, it's not in any of the protected radius, that's what you're looking for, more than anything else. And so the assessor can go out and pick it up, and pay $10 a year for it.
Yeah, the biggest thing, Christie brought up a couple of years ago about doing away with the PA 28 because there's a lot of work involved in it. And if in order to do that, you have to have a permit for anything. Because there's a lot that don't report them, don't turn them back in, nothing. It's just a matter of the work on that. I mean, I personally don't want to have to get a permit to put it, a shed up. I mean, the way it is now, just, it has to be residential, it has to be for human, is plenty good. I mean, I just saw it on the other webpage, and my big concern was, are we gonna keep it that way so that those permits, people don't think they need a permit for garage or, I mean, because some of them you can turn into.
Well, so I guess there's 2 concerns, right? There's concern about ADUs.
Right.
Right. And there's concern about, whether or not structures are being reported or whether or not, they're being inventoried correctly. And how do you solve those two problems? And I think that you kind of have the same problem with somebody being required to get a building permit for let's say they build a 20 by 20 shed, 400 square foot shed. I think you still have an issue where a person's gonna say, I got, X number of acres here, and no one's ever gonna see this thing. I'm gonna put this up here and I'm gonna build it. And anybody who's gonna do that is gonna do it anyway. It doesn't matter what the rule is. So in some cases, you're gonna spin your wheels. Because the reality is, even if the assessor goes out there, the assessor isn't, he can't cross the threshold of property without permission. Right. You can just say bye-bye.
Oh, okay.
No?
And if it's posted no trespassing, he
The only
can't
way
go
they
on
can
and
do it
solve.
without you being okay with it is to get a court order.
Yeah. And that would really be if they had some sort of physical evidence of, you had 3 houses.
Gold toilet.
Yes.
So I think what you need to do first, Joe, is you need to define, what do you want to charge? What do you want to
Yeah,
have?
that's what I'm asking, what do you guys want?
What do you want?
Like
Well,
I said,
I
me
also
personally, if
wonder-
it's not health and safety, I'm not interested.
I always wonder if this is something.
But a garage is health and safety, because if the garage is built incorrectly, it could cause a health or safety issue.
Right.
Right.
Chris, you,
Well, I'm thinking more longer term when we start looking at the overall master plan and if we have to do survey or whatever, have meetings, if we roll those kind of questions into it saying, do you think, people might just say no, but like, do you think the regulations are too limited, too much, just right to get a feel of community? Because who knows? People might just say
Well,
no.
there's gonna-
I have a feeling a lot of people may not know if they haven't done a project, but you actually have to do.
Well, yeah, but we're kind of doing that process, right? So that's the process that you're doing.
Yeah.
We're publicly posting that we're discussing this. We're publicly posting we're changing fees, and we're gonna have a public hearing for it.
Yeah.
So the public has full opportunity to come in and comment on all these things.
my sense, Chris, is the less regulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The less government.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
and I
That's what I
don't,
mean.
okay, and the other point is, I don't recall in the original questionnaire, the master plan, whether that was a questionnaire.
I don't know. I'd have to
Whether
look.
regulations.
I don't think that there was much about that. But it relates because it was saying, do you want to see more development or not? Blah, blah, blah.
But again, I think it would be a good, if we send out another questionnaire, that would probably be a good.
I think that, if you're concerned about life and safety, I think it simplifies it to stay with the foundational rule, because you got to do a foundation, 4-foot frost wall and slab for a garage.
Right.
If you want to have a dirt floor garage, then we'll pick it up with the P28.
I really, with me, with the health and safety, I'm considering mostly just residential property. Because it's like you're saying about the foundation, if somebody brings a small, a tiny house in, it's our requirement. They're set up on stone.
Well, I think your ADU regulation is going to cover that.
Yeah.
So we'll be
You know,
okay.
I think-
You're never going to stop somebody that is going to turn a garage into a 2-bedroom house. We have them all over town right now. We have sheds, people live in sheds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got some people living in sheds that were okayed by the Department of Health.
So,
They didn't actually ask about a building permit, but they did do a lot of, would you like to see residential development take place in the community? Multiple family housing, density, mobile homes.
So sort of related, but.
Yeah, do you feel that, where was the one that,
is that from the 72 master plan?
yeah. Do you feel that future development should be controlled through town ordinance in order to protect the best interest of Croydon? And 76% said yes.
And when I looked at that a while ago, and I'm going through the question, I'm thinking to myself, we sent out another one it's going to be us saying, to the answer.
Yeah, I mean, related
In a
to,
two-dimensional, yeah, I would agree.
not really about that, but I did email I looked at some site plan information from a few surrounding towns that I emailed, but none of it was, I didn't get through all of it, but most of them were at least like 10 pages. There was nothing that was like 2 pages. So people could take a look in terms of,
I got that,
I got them, I
Yeah.
haven't opened.
I did.
I did.
but even, yeah, like Washington, some real small places have
Okay, but
some.
there, Washington, is not Route 10. I mean, Washington is, you've got, up in the hills there. It's not that easy to get to. And you got the cemetery with swastikas in it. Really? Yeah, didn't you know that was a Nazi hotbed during the Second World War?
No,
Oh,
not at all.
it was, and they're there.
Okay.
So just next time you go up and don't take a little.
The next time I go for a stroll in a cemetery, yes.
No, next time you go to Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been there.
Washington's sort of like unity. It's not on the way. But,
Yeah.
the feeling of the town, I think, we really like full residential. We still like to keep it the way it is if we can. And the less government after that.
Until we need a bridge.
But
Well, hopefully,
They're quiet.
FEMA comes through,
They will.
because both bridges will be hit on both on that then.
which bridge is it?
Holderville, right?
Right.
Holderville's got a.
Our two
sinkhole
Bs.
in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it closed?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's had the sinkhole for a while, but it's been this big now.
Really?
Yeah.
Sinkholes were sort of features of limestone underneath.
Well, it actually washed
Well,
out.
Oh, it was giant
Yeah,
worms.
solid.
Worms?
Sinkholes, giant worms.
Loose stuff
Where's
around the
this?
concrete.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Haven't been over there.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah,
if I may go back to your tentative date for the public hearing being in the middle of September.
Mhm.
I'm going to be spending some time Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My husband's going in for surgery. I'm going to be a captive audience with him,
Yeah.
working on some of these updates. And I will also have some time at the beginning of September, but I will not probably be ready for the middle of September, more towards the beginning of October or end of September. Just giving you my timeline.
okay. And I think I would poll everybody to see who's gonna be where. Are you signing the minutes that we're all gonna sign before the?
I've read them. I'm signing my name to
Yeah,
them.
we'll pass them along, we'll all sign them.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything they would like to bring up at this point? So, we sign the minutes.
Three of us to do this.
Step has to be during the meeting. Oh, chairman's signature, sorry.
Yeah, chairman has to sign them, but it's okay, we can all sign them. Those are-
And, obviously if Joe comes up that he needs a meeting for FEMA, we'll get.
Well, yeah, we'll do what we have to do. I mean, I can always take a couple of things together.
Comes through, then we're good to go. We can do it through other methods, because we can get these no interest loans from the state and all that crap. And then the state gets paid by FEMA. The
I
other
will
two-
push through and do what I can on the.
I thought we said fee schedule had to go to the real town meeting.
It does.
Does.
Okay,
You've got time to work.
this is
on
just
it.
to have a public hearing, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll have a
just so they
public-
can-
have to have a public hearing.
Well, yeah,
And then if there's
Before it goes
complaints,
to the warrant.
then if there's complaints, you have to have another one.
yeah, but I mean, we don't want to do it too early where people say, I didn't know, it was 6 months ago.
Are we gonna do a working meeting in August, or are we just gonna wait?
Take August off.
Okay. Yay.
2/8
So the next meeting will be September.
and I don't know. September.
6th? How odd.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a nice August, folks.
You too.
This is for you.
Hopefully the weather's better than June or July.
Pinnacle, you guys could, rather than discontinue Pinnacle.
Have you thought about going back to Florida or wherever you?
I am going.
Yeah.
I've already got it down.
I found out through.
How do I?
Florida or Texas?